U.S. Central Command confirmed it began a second wave of strikes today against Iran following a round of attacks earlier this morning. So these strikes are specifically targeting, quote, Iran's military capabilities used to threaten vessels going in and out of the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. CENTCOM says that mission is at the order of President Trump. The president attended a Defense and Innovation Summit earlier today at the Army War College in Pennsylvania. So here's what he said about the situation during his remarks.
The Islamic Republic of Iran is not happy right now. Should have been done 47 years ago. Should have been done at least during the 47-year period. They want to settle so badly. They don't like what we're doing. And they do want to settle. We'll find out whether or not we settle with them or we just finish it off.
We're also learning U.S. forces disabled an oil tanker headed toward an Iranian port in the Persian Gulf. CENTCOM said the commercial vessel ignored commands that it was violating the U.S. blockade, which resumed yesterday. Live now to retired Navy Vice Admiral Robert Murrett. Vice Admiral, you are also the former director for the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. So let's talk about this. Another round of strikes. What are these supposed to accomplish?
Yeah, Juliet, great question. I think we're in a tit for tat right now, which is it actually represents a new phase of the conflict between the United States and Iran. Certainly, we're in our fifth consecutive day of strikes, which seem to be getting more aggressive on both sides, both in terms of the Iranian willingness to attack just about all of the Gulf states except for Saudi Arabia, which they're being careful about, and then the tiers of targets that we're going after in Iran, which could escalate even further in the days ahead.
So we reported yesterday that President Trump had said he won't rule out ground troops in Iran. What is the likelihood of that?
Yeah, Julian, that would be a dramatic escalation, would involve a lot of casualties. I think that kind of a step would be something which you would not want to take until you tried some other alternatives, to include going to higher tiers of targets based on the air campaign that's going now. And the other aspect of this is from a ground operation, and I should defer to a lot of my Army colleagues that I worked with on the Joint Staff and elsewhere. Iran is a real tough target. It's a huge country with a lot of people, and any kind of ground campaign, even if we're limited to the areas adjacent, for example, the Straits of Hormuz, would be very, very difficult, would involve large numbers of forces, and is a kind of escalation that I don't see any evidence that the administration is interested in this point. Now, there will probably be, let me just say in closing, tiers of targets that'll be more aggressive on both sides, because the Iranians have already hinted that they may go after infrastructure targets to include the oil infrastructure shore base in some of the Gulf states if we ramp things up even further. And we may see that happening in the days ahead.
A few days ago, the U.S. military used sea drones in combat for the first time to attack an Iranian naval port. Is that something we could see more of?
Absolutely. That's the wave of the future, Juliet. And it's just, it's where we are. And I think you'll see, as we have seen with the Ukrainians using them so successfully, and other navies around the world developing them, that's just where we are. And unmanned platforms of all type, airborne, surface, and for the Navy also subsurface, I think we'll be seeing proliferated more widely in all navies around the world, and certainly in our own Navy.
Vice Admiral Robert Murrett, thank you.